Welcome back, everyone, to Football Italia at the Stadio Olimpico, a deafening Stadio Olimpico, which is currently prepared for what's been called the Derby of the Millennium, one of the biggest Rome derbies ever, and that's because today it's not just about local rivalry between Roma and Lazio, but about the title race as well, because Roma and Lazio both in the thick of the Scudetto challenge. As we'll see in a second as we take a look at the tables. First of all, though, two games from week 10 have already been played, yesterday afternoon and evening. Let's have a look at the scorelines from those. Fiorentina in the afternoon beat Perugia 1-0, and then in the evening game, Udinese Bologna 2-1. Udinese snatching the result at the dying minutes with a goal from Muzzi. That leaves the table like this. Udinese, Bologna, Fiorentina have all played an extra game, and there you can see the top four teams will all be playing one another today. Juve and Milan tonight, but right now, coming up at the Stadio Olimpico, it's Lazio against Roma. Now, Craig Brown joins us here. Craig, if Roma lose today, they go 8 points behind Lazio at the top of the table. Everybody is hoping, of course, all the other teams are hoping that Lazio are going to lose. What's going to happen, though?
Well, I don't know, but I would say that Lazio, unbeaten in 16, are a very strong side, but I have a notion that Roma might do it today. They have to do it to keep in touch. If they don't, they're going to drop away, and Capello will be very upset about that.
Absolutely. OK, well, let's go across to our commentary team now. Everything's set in the stadium. Let's join Ray Clements and Peter Brackley.
Thank you, James. A very good afternoon, everyone. And as kick-off approaches, the emotions are ever spiralling for this so passionate occasion. So many talking points from last season's meetings. In today's 143rd Rome derby matches those two games for drama and excitement. Then we are in surely for a pulsating afternoon. A real South American flavour which will surely add even more spice to this most compelling of fixtures. Roma's starting 11 includes 4 Brazilians: Inzago, Cafu, Assunção, and of course that durable veteran Alder, who's featuring in this meeting of the capital's big rivals for the 17th time in Serie A. Totti, operating just behind the front two, has been a major influence for Roma this season. Behind him in midfield, Cristiano Zanetti is preferred this time to Tomasi. The only fitness doubt for Lazio concerned fullback Pancaro. His calf problem has cleared up, so he starts on the left rather than Favali. 3 Argentines then in midfield: Almeida, Simeone, and the inspirational Veron. Up front, pace of Boksic, allied to the lethal finishing of the Chilean Salas, El Matador, provides such a formidable focal attacking point for a team that scored 4 times in 5 of their last 9 competitive matches. Two teams at the forefront of the Italian game this season. Lazio in particular have been so impressive so far, at home and in Europe, unbeaten in 16 games. They've won 11 of them. While Roma, 5 points behind their great rivals in Serie A, are also catching the eye abroad. They will be, of course, Newcastle's opponents this week in the 3rd round of the UEFA Cup. It's a contest, this one, that until recently had a reputation for being more of a war than a football match. But in the last couple of years, as well as the usual plethora of red and yellow cards, those indiscretions have been widely overshadowed by the quality of the entertainment, with 24 goals from the last 6 matches. It's one of the hottest fixtures on the football calendar. And here to enjoy it with me then is Ray Clements, who'll be placed, Ray, I suppose, a little more relaxed than you all must have been on the England bench on Wednesday night.
Yeah, certainly far from relaxed on the England bench Wednesday night, but that's gone now, and now I'm looking forward to this afternoon's game, because I'm sure it will be a tremendous match. The atmosphere is unquestionably one of the best in Europe for this sort of game, and certainly the players that are on view have got lots of talent to display for us, so we just hope that it settles down reasonably quickly and we see some of the talents that are on show for us, because certainly these sort of games will start fast and furious, and it wouldn't surprise me if there is a few bookings in the first 10 or 15 minutes.
Well, surprisingly, perhaps Roma's best performance this season have been away from the Olympic Stadium. Only 5 Serie A goals here, as opposed to 12 away. Indeed, they're the leading scorers on their travels. In contrast, Lazio have simply brushed most of the opposition aside in the Olympic Stadium, and claiming 17 top-flight goals here. Referee is Daniele Tombolini from Ancona. His second big Serie A derby. He also took charge of the Milan intermatch last season. And I remember he awarded Milan a dubious penalty, which allowed them to earn a point. Well, the 2 young captains here, Totti of Roma and Nesta of Lazio, only 23, and in each case, the only native Roman in their respective teams. Veron, will he be the key again today? Del Vecchio playing up front for Roma. Just back today after injury. Lazio's unblemished record this season is under threat then from the Roma side, who helped prompt their ultimate failure to win the Scudetto last season, of course. Defeat when they met in April was accompanied by another loss at home to Juventus, and Lazio's title challenge had faltered sufficiently for Milan to squeeze past them at the finish. The capacity crowd just under 85,000 assembled in the stadium, so settle back in your front row seats for what promises to be a gripping afternoon. Temperature around 17 degrees. And the responsibility on the referee's shoulder with this highly charged affair today. Extra significance for the two teams riding so high in Serie A. And from your own experience, Ray Clements, of derby matches with Liverpool and with Tottenham, the players will always be especially wound up for this kind of game.
Well, you've only got to look at the faces of the players there. You can see how tense they are, and they'll be desperate for this game to start so they can get doing what they're best at. And that's certainly obviously playing the game of football. So certainly some tense faces out there, and they'll be pleased when the referee there blows that whistle and they can get on with exactly what they want to do.
A warm handshake for the referee for both coaches. Don't see that too often before the match gets underway. Lazio blue tops there to kick off. Referee Tombolini will set proceedings underway. Lazio attacking the goal to our right. 6 Serie A wins and 3 draws so far from their 9 games. They've scored 23, conceded only 9. They really have been in magnificent form. And they are at this stage, this embryonic stage of the season, really the team to catch. Beccaro. Nedved swinging over his cross towards Alan Boksic. The scuffle in midfield, which has gone unpunished. Simeone, the Argentine, who went to ground, is playing in the centre of midfield alongside his compatriot Almeida, with Veron out on the right and Nedved on the left. That was Nesta. Ball by Totti. Flashing here with Simeone. Tempo was frayed early on.
Simeone was silly here. I mean, he's just been involved in a situation. Look, he just pushes the ball into Totti's chest there. No need for it whatsoever. But having said that, we've seen how Simeone reacts in these situations in a different competition as well. So it doesn't surprise you, but it is a little bit annoying, especially at this stage of the proceedings.
Veron with the free kick. This is Beccaro. Totti will be the man, of course, that Lazio will fear most. He has been outstanding, playing just behind the front two for Roma this season. More often than not, he was out wide left under Zeman during his time with Roma. Cafu, who will certainly have license to raid down the right side, more so again than under Zeman. Mangoni and Aldair in the centre of that back line, and Zago, the other Brazilian. This is Aldair. Fast approaching now his 34th birthday, but still so important to Roma, so much so that they persuaded him to stay on this season. He was going back to Brazil. His 10th campaign now in the capital city. Here's Boksic. He's had to fight his way back from so many injury problems. He's doing well this season, Boksic. He's got a couple of goals in Serie A, and his injury problems hopefully are now behind him. Zanetti with the pass. On by Cafu. Down goes Del Vecchio. Mihailovic, who went into the back of him, and steaming into the tackle then, the Yugoslav.
Well, he's come right through the back of him there, hasn't he? And certainly the referee quite right with the free kick. But the first time we've seen Cafu trying to get down that right-hand side, and certainly he's a player that I'm looking forward to seeing this afternoon. Wonderful attacking wide player, and one that can supply the balls into the box for Del Vecchio.
Mihailovic was sent off, of course, in the last meeting of these two teams, along with Nesta, his Lazio teammate. What was half a chance then? Came the way of Montella. A little bit of uncertainty at the back here from Lazio.
Well, certainly the ball's skidding off this very lively turf. There's been some rain and it is very damp there.
That was Candela, then Totti. Just couldn't line up a shot at goal. And away come Lazio on the break now, with one Sebastian Veron. This magnificent athlete. Really is right up there with the best players in the world at the moment, Veron. Maybe Izet is more effective in a central role, but they prefer, Sven-Goran Eriksson prefers to play him out wide right, at the expense of Conceição, who was among the substitutes today. This is Assunção, who's settled in so well with Roma, yet another Brazilian. Candela, the Frenchman. Montella was the target, Tancaro the covering defender. In goes Zanetti. He's the man who's come in today ahead of Tomasi and Di Francesco. He's half owned by Inter. Zanetti was sent off in his last game for Roma. One of 5 Roma players appearing in the derby for the first time. Only 2 for Lazio, Simeone and Veron. Tancaro aiming for Boksic. Good covering then by Zago, who was on duty for Brazil last week, as was Cafu and Assunção. And Aldair on 4 playing, and the goal is thrown away to Spain. And shoved in by Almeida. Del Vecchio waits upfield. In tandem with Montella, it's a potent strike force for Roma. With so much good support from the likes of Totti and Cafu and Candela on the flanks. Montella, who's the leading scorer for Roma, with 7 so far in all competitive matches. He scored in the last 2 now in Serie A. Tancaro, the Italian international. Almeida, rather careless though with his distribution. Now the flag was up for offside. Del Vecchio, who was furthest upfield.
Well, again, a good decision by the linesman. But the game really hasn't settled down yet, so as you expect in a derby game, I think any derby game that's seen her anywhere around the world has this start to it, that both sides are still a little bit nervous, don't want to make errors, and it will take a little while before people can actually get their foot on the ball and try and play the football they're capable of.
That's what Totti is trying to do now for Roma. Played by Negro, had been a doubt for this game because of an injury which kept him out of the Italian game against the Belgians last weekend. Candela, who is in the French team at the moment. This is Montella, linking well with Del Vecchio. He went down rather too easily then, I felt. Salas, who's been in blistering form up front for Lazio. He's already scored 9 times this season. That was Mangoni, the former Bologna man, who's been brought in this season to stiffen up Roma's defence. Now, have they got the firepower here? Oh, Del Vecchio! It's a cracking start for Roma. Just 7 minutes in, Marco Del Vecchio strikes. Zanetti who released him, and it was such a clinical finish.
Well, they were so wide open in the middle of the defence there when that ball was played through there from Zanetti. It was a marvellous ball, but Del Vecchio had so much space, nobody either side of him. Maybe they were trying to play him offside, but certainly he didn't appear to be. Look at the space between the centre-backs there, not offside, being played on by the far man there, gets his head up, sees the keeper who commits himself. He has a look up there, sees where the keeper is, keeper commits himself to his left and just slides it in the right-hand side.
Yeah, it's a great finish here from Del Vecchio, rather similar to the goal he scored against Leeds in the UEFA Cup last season. Stroking it into the corner. And that's what it means to score in the Rome derby. We saw the celebrations of Del Vecchio. Only his 3rd goal in the league this season, but what a vital one against the old rivals. Took 3 past Lazio in the derby games last season, Del Vecchio. This is Totti with an injury. Meantime, it's Del Vecchio threatening again. Faced by Paulo Negro. Del Vecchio, who was linked with Chelsea at one stage fairly recently, I remember. Salas back on defensive guard, but it's Zanetti. Now Salas on the counter-attack. Nedved just coasting away from Assunção. Boxic. Nedved. Boxic again. They've got 4 in the box here, Lazio. That was Zanetti in the way. And some cool play by Aldair. Such an experienced international. And away come Roma now. Terrific break here. Del Vecchio is well forward. And Montella. This is Montella going in. And Marcagiani with the save. It's breathtaking stuff at the moment, Ray Clements.
Well, it is. And Lazio are looking very, very vulnerable on the break. Certainly their back 4 is not looking solid at all. And certainly Roma had a 3-against-3 situation there. And we're lucky to get away with this.
Boxic has forced the corner now off Aldair. Well, he was clean through here, Del Vecchio, and made absolutely no mistake at all. Thrilling start for Roma. Veron with the corner. He scored direct from a corner in the last league game. Laid on a couple of others as well. And he spun that one in wickedly. Nedved. Here's Veron going for goal too. Well smothered then by the keeper. Had to keep a really wary eye on that one, Antonioli.
Well, it really was wicked. It's dipping in front of him, bounces twice, right in front of his body there, and he manages to get his hands and body behind it. But the corner just previous to that had a terrible whip on it, and Aldair had to head it literally. I would think it was a yard off the goal line to head it clear. It really did move so much in the air.
Fabio Capello, the coach of Roma, seeing his team off to a real flyer here against unbeaten Lazio. Tancaro. Alen Boxic endeavouring to release Nedved. No foul, says the referee, and Montella is offside. Is this going to be another one? Montella! Fantastic goal! Absolutely amazing. 11 minutes in, and Roma are 2 up. Montella this time.
Well, I mean, you cannot believe the Lazio defending there. That's a straightforward ball through the middle, and Negro is right behind his central defenders of Nesta and Mihailovic, playing him onside, playing Montella there onside. I mean, it was a straightforward ball. At this class, you would expect defenders to deal with that sort of ball all day long. But Negro was a good yard or 2 yards behind the rest of his defenders and played him onside, and he had all the time in the world there to take it on, see the keeper advance, commits himself early again, and a beautiful lob into the net.
An inspired piece of finishing from Roma's record signing. 17.5 million he cost from Sampdoria, and that is a goal to savour from Vincenzo Montella, his 4th in Serie A this season. And when these two collide, you can never rule out the opposition, especially given the talent that Lazio have at their disposal. Free kick here to Roma. The offence on Totti. That is a sublime finish from Montella, to the dismay of Marcagiani. And at the moment, Lazio don't know what has hit them.
Well, their back 4 certainly look like they've never played together before, and we obviously know differently to that, but they really are all over the show, and it's not as though it's particularly clever movement from the Roma forwards. It's just poor defensive play from Lazio.
Totti maybe will have a crack at goal from here. Roma's captain. There he is, Francesco Totti. Finds straight at that 3-man wall. Explosive opening to the game. 2 goals so early on. Really kept his composure here, Montella. He won his 2nd cap for the Italians against Belgium. He came on in the 2nd half for Inzaghi, and there are many, many more caps I'm sure to come from this very talented and gifted front man. No wonder Arsenal were so keen to sign him recently, we gather. Pacaro swinging over his cross, dealt with by Zago. Pacaro again. Then Nedved, the Czech Republic international. Not surprisingly, the tackles are flying in. It was Totti going in far too aggressively on this occasion. And shown the yellow card by referee Tombolini.
I don't think there's any doubt in that, was there? It was a rash and wild challenge, and especially when you're 2-0 up, you don't need to make rash challenges like that. You're in the commanding position, and certainly it was in an area where Nedved was never going to hurt anybody from that particular area, so it really was a silly booking for Totti, and one that hopefully he won't regret later on in the game.
An anguished look on the face of Nedved. His teammates will be feeling the strain at the moment. 2 goals down, but here is Veron looking to strike back. Going for the spectacular, and Antonioli with a comfortable save, really. Del Vecchio scored that first Roma goal. Montella with the second. Handball. Assunção, who came from Pele's old club, Santos, back in the summer. He looks to be a really good signing. He's played in every game so far for Roma this season. That was Mihailovic, then Negro. Veron, the sweeping past Assunção. Excellent ball then to Boksic. Good link-up play here from Lazio. It was Nedved to Boksic again. Salas was lurking in the middle. It goes Boksic, and somehow Roma survive as Zago brings it away. It's a really incisive attacking play then from Lazio.
It's a good ball across here by Boksic. He just managed to get his trailing leg and eventually they clear the situation, but it was all started with Veron moving inside for the first time and starting up the move. It was his incisive passing which actually got Boksic in that situation.
Zanetti, another good ball to Totti, who's seen Del Vecchio in the middle. Is this another one? Oh! It was so nearly 3-0 then to Roma. And what on earth is happening to Lazio's defensive strategy?
Well, at the moment there isn't one, because any ball that goes in behind the Lazio back four is an opportunity. I mean, there again, who is marking Del Vecchio there? He's got so much space there. Negro is absolutely nowhere near him, not offside yet again, and really should have scored with that.
Oh, the passion of the derby. In past games, Lazio have lost just 2 of their last 18 against Roma. Here they are 2 goals down, and it could have been 3. Simeone to Nesta. Simeone again. The flick was from Salas. Just asking a little too much though of Negro, and good defending then from Candela. It's all going to plan for Capello's team at the moment. Almeida has to get a grip in the midfield. And with Simeone. Negro. Slipped on then to Almeida. His first touch wasn't a good one. In went Zanetti. He started well. Montella. That angle ball towards Cafu, the Brazilian captain, who was sent crashing then by that tackle. Pacaro, who caught him. A reckless challenge by Pacaro. Cafu, who can be so dangerous and scored 2 tremendous goals when we featured them away to Fiorentina early in the season, Roma. Doubling his tally in Serie A for the previous 2 campaigns put together. Veron seems to be drifting more now. Simeone. Veron has the capacity, of course, to run the game if you allow him to. This is Pacaro. Couldn't locate Salas. And up comes Antonioli. Antonioli, whose last big city derby wasn't too memorable. He conceded a soft goal playing for Milan against Inter 7 years ago. His career certainly went on the back burner for a while after that. He was virtually discarded by Fabio Capello, who was Milan's coach at the time. You've never lived in the soft goal, have you, Ray, in a big game?
I think there was one I might have done, which was showed once or twice last week.
Must have missed it. Cafu. Now that is ambitious.
Well, I think that's from a player who obviously has got the ability to do that sort of thing, but I think the confidence of the Roma side is so high now, and they've found it so easy to create chances against Lazio so far. They think this is their day, and we can try anything and get away with it.
Cafu, who played as a fullback in a flat back four under Zeman, but the change really has benefited his attacking instincts. Here is Cafu now, then to Zago. Nesta tidying up. Oh, fortunately too. Nesta, who also missed the recent Italian game because of injury. Tancaro. Couldn't find Salas. Candela hoisting it away. And Totti was caught offside. Cracking pace so far. But not too many would have predicted Roma taking a 2-goal lead at this early stage. Assunção. In goes Nesta. Veron. It's a rash one from Assunção on Simeone. It's going to be quite a battle in the heart of the midfield. And it's a booking there for the Brazilian. Painful for Simeone. It was completely mistimed by Assunção. Tancaro. Bent in but too long for Boksic. Del Vecchio's clearance. Negro. On by Nesta to Simeone. Who of course arrived in Rome as part of the deal that took Vieri in the other direction to Inter. Mihailovic stepping up this time, then Veron, slotted on to Boksic. Good tackle from Zago, won it cleanly. He's a really accomplished defender, this fellow Zago. Del Vecchio, Candela. Up by Zago. Assunção, Cafu, then Zanetti. Whose delightful through pass led to the opening goal from Del Vecchio. Montella adding a second. Here's Montella now, so sharp in front of goal. Totti flicking it on to Candela. The referee allowing the advantage, which the Frenchman is looking to take up now. It is Francesco Totti. Good block by Negro.
Well, Veron now is just deserted this right-hand side of midfield now. He's gone into the middle of midfield, trying to get more involved, trying to run the game, but of course in doing that he's left more space here for Candela to break down this left-hand side, and certainly it's given space down here for Roma to expose them. But obviously Lazio and Veron feel if they can get him on the ball in the middle of the field, they can maybe take control of the game.
Totti. Is Diego Simeone. Then Boksic, the Croatian. Nedved is over on the far side. He's got Veron to his right here. Salas right upfield. Almeida. Roma on the retreat. Tancaro. So many attacking options open for this Lazio team. But Tancaro failing to make any impression this time. Bit of a nutmeg there from Cafu. Halfway through the first half, which has simply zipped by so far. And how the Roma fans are relishing their team's display at this stage.
I think Cafu quite enjoyed that nutmeg there, didn't he?
With a Brazilian flair. I had been a doubt that Cragnotti, the president of Lazio, would attend today. He's been suffering from influenza. Eriksson's boss, but he is here and he won't be liking what he's seen so far. Eriksson, of course, is a former Roma coach. Terrific build-up again here from Roma. And once again, they were threatening to slice Lazio apart with the speed of this counter-attacking.
He's one of the most exciting players you can see in that position there. But to be fair, Nesta gets across and does get a good block on that time. Otherwise, there were two Roma players in there yet again, waiting for a simple tap-in.
More defending now then for Lazio to do. Aldair has come up. Del Vecchio will pose a threat in the middle too, maybe. That was Aldair! And he inches over the top two from the Brazilian.
Well, a great leap. Look at that power in his neck there. And I mean, that is inches over the top of the bar. Although, to be fair to the keeper, I think he had it covered. He was up there high. He would have saved it if it had been any lower, but still a tremendous header.
Aldair, who's one goal this season, came in Europe, and it was a header. No other foreigner has played in as many Serie A games for Roma than Aldair. A decade now at the club. He's retiring from international football and received a plaque to mark his achievement, his contribution down the years from the Brazilians in their game against Spain. Almeida again going in with too much aggression. Such a combative player, and now he's been shown the yellow card too. He's hacking away there at Totti.
Well, there's such good movement in the middle of the field there from Roma that the Lazio players are just struggling to get close to the ball, and therefore are committing silly little fouls, giving more advantage to the Roma side, more possession, and in dangerous areas of the field as well.
I remember when Lazio played Inter early in the season, they didn't take their chances, Inter, and Lazio snicked a draw right at the end. Roma have taken two that have come their way. Del Vecchio, no some pushing. He's been a really menacing figure so far, Del Vecchio. Such good movement from Roma. Just funneling over Negro. Sensi, Roma's president, probably a happy man at the moment. Super start for Roma. It's Nesta for Lazio, then Negro. Nothing on for Boksic, good work from Mangone. Now Totti, looking to take on Mihailovic, and he squeezed it through to Del Vecchio! 3-0! It's a stunning scoreline. Del Vecchio with his second of the afternoon, and he can hardly take it all in. And Lazio's defending, well, woeful is the only word.
Well, you just can't believe an Italian side can actually defend like this. It really is, you know, one thing Italian football's always been known for is very strong defending. And Lazio have been all over the show for this first half an hour. They really have never looked capable of containing any of Roma's attacks.
Del Vecchio, the scorer, yet again. Excellent play here from Totti, just managing to clip it through. No marking on Del Vecchio. Static defending, and he has punished them in the best possible way.
Del Vecchio actually misses this first chance. The keeper makes a decent save, but obviously comes back to him, and they're queuing up to stick it in the net. But you know, Totti walked around the defence. You know, he starts out. There's not a lot of danger in this situation. Once he steps inside there, Negro might have actually pushed that ball through to Del Vecchio. But certainly after that, I mean, Lazio were just not at the races.
Well, are they out of this game now? Given the talent they have, you can't yet write them off, but it's a long, long way back from here. 3-0 down to their bitter rivals in the Rome derby. It's an unbelievable scoreline. And far more than Capello would have dreamed of. Veron with the throw. Salas, we've seen little of him so far. Here's Veron. Lazio with an unblemished record in Serie A. Through to the next stage of the Champions League in impressive fashion. But really under the hammer here against Roma, who have turned on the style. What on earth can he do, Eriksson, to change things around? Tremendous atmosphere in the Olympic Stadium, and the Roma fans, understandably, going absolutely potty. Nesta. Simeone. Alessandro Nesta again. Then Negro. They're going to get this man Veron on the ball, Lazio. He's given it away. Assunção. Totti. Oh, such creative flair. Spreading the play delightfully then to Cafu. Zago. Almost ran into Nedved. Almeida's won it back for Lazio. Now Simeone. Veron is square of him. Again, he was too careless, too casual. Totti for Roma. Montella been sprinting through the centre. Good anticipation though by Nesta. Don't forget we had a 4-all draw, Lazio at Milan earlier in the season. There's tremendous character in this Lazio team, and my word, they're going to need it now. Here's Nedved. Not really troubling Roma so far. Montella. Good play too. Now Zanetti. He picked out the run on the far side by Cafu, but so the referee's assistant, and the flag was up. He was left in the clear, then Del Vecchio. As Totti celebrates. Campiotti, the president of Lazio, will be wishing he stayed in bed now with his flu.
Well, I would think it's taken a backward step anyway. I would think he'd be back in bed by this evening after this performance doesn't improve. I mean, you actually can't see how Lazio can get into this game at the moment, because Roma are so dominant in all areas of the field at the moment. And you know, even people like Veron, who is an excellent player, and he's moved into that central midfield area now to try and have an influence, but at this moment he's not able to have an influence because of Roma's good play.
And they don't have anybody out wide right really at the moment if he's going to drift in field. Oh, they've been caught again. Montella! 4-0 to Roma on 31 minutes. And this really does have to be seen to be believed. 2 for Montella, 2 for Del Vecchio, and the stunned face of Sven-Göran Eriksson tells it all.
Well, and the goalkeeper as well, for the simple reason it's a straightforward ball again, one you see hundreds of times in a game, and 2 central defenders should certainly deal with it. It's straight down the middle. They're stood. Good run from Montella to get on the end of it, but certainly there is no way that he should be able to get through there and have a simple tap in like that. I would think that Eriksson will go absolutely bananas with his back four. There are so many spaces between them, and they're so easy to play through that I just can't believe I'm watching an Italian defence at the moment.
Well, the electric pace of Montella has punished Lazio yet again. Mihajlovic just couldn't stay with it. Marcagiani was totally committed, totally stranded. And it was an open goal, gaping ahead of him. But how quick he was here, Montella. Nakaro just locked it hopefully forward. Boksic was checked in his stride by Mangoni. Not too many of Serie A's leading lights have got the better of Mangoni from his time with Bologna. He needs to sit down, Eriksson. He daren't look up. Might be another one. Cafu, Zanetti. Here's Simeone. Trying to instigate a raid here for Lazio. Away goes Pancaro. It's too easy though for Zago. Cafu's on his way again. Almeida endeavouring to stay with him. And Lazio have sorted the problem out this time. Nesta, in went Totti. They really are being stretched at the back, Mihajlovic and Nesta. And that doesn't happen too often.
Well, when you look at the record, they've played 9 games and they've only conceded 9 goals. And all of a sudden in half an hour, they've scored nearly half as many again. They've conceded nearly half as many again.
fall did come against Milan. So they're not unbeatable at the back. As Roma have underlined Candela, Mangoni. They've created nothing so far, Lazio, to relieve the pressure, really. Here's Montella. They just can't contain him. Almeida's lost out. Zanetti on to Totti. Del Vecchio again in space to his left. And here's Candela racing through. Candela. Oh, he chose the wrong option, surely. Him and Del Vecchio, and that's handball. But Candela surely should have gone for goal then.
Well, it looked when he got in that position, it looked like he opened himself up to bend it with his right foot into that far corner, but decided to square the ball across. And unfortunately for him, it was cut out. But yet again, they had so much space on their left-hand side. Negro has been just pulled to pieces, and his positional play has been poor anyway, but there's so much space on his left-hand side for them to expose all the time.
Salas looking such a forlorn figure up front for Lazio. He needs some service. Here's Salas now. Zago was in so quickly, snapping away the net for Ron. That'll be a free kick to Lazio, who can't get up ahead of steam so far. Simeone, as ever, involved. If they decide to change things, he could be the man to make way, Simeone. They could bring on Conceição to play wide on the right and push Veron in midfield.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me the slightest, because Simeone's contribution for me has just been to niggle people and throw himself on the floor throughout the first half. So, you know, they'll have to do something at half-time. I'm sure he can't go with the same 11 when he's 4-0 down.
Delivered long by Mihailovic. Salas was on the end of that cross. Here's Del Vecchio. Brought down by Negro. Free kick to Roma, who started, remember, 5 points behind Lazio. Oh dear, that was Zago there spinning at Simeone. Presumably the referee didn't see that. And we don't want to see it either.
No, I think that's the most horrible thing in football, I really do. You know, there are a lot of things in football that are not nice. Some of the tackles can injure people, etc. But I think that is the most demanding thing you can ever do, is to spit in somebody's face. I think there's just no excuse for it whatsoever.
But he may not escape punishment. Video evidence can be used. It has been in recent times in Serie A. Mangoni. 10 minutes of this incredible first half remaining. He still wants more, Capello, from his team. Salas. Here's Totti. They've been outgunned in midfield. Lazio. Candela on the break again. Put down by Negro. Another mistimed tackle.
He has looked so ponderous, Negro, throughout this first half. His positional sense hasn't been good, but certainly, you know, when he's had to recover, his recovery runs have looked like he's playing with two lead boots on.
Veron threading it through, but Salas couldn't latch onto it. Away by Alder, elegantly so, to find Cafu. Montella, lovely flick then to Totti. An exhilarating first half display here from Roma. Oh, so impressive what we saw them against Fiorentina back in the early part of the season. Equally so today, more so really. So Salas, Asensao lashed out at him. Salas, who in recent games really had found his best form, hasn't had a look in so far in this game. Here's Veron. Now Pacquiao taking on Cafu, who had the measure of him though. Nedved going in bravely. Couldn't then supply the right cross. Alder pulling himself out of trouble with nonchalant ease. Would have been a coach's nightmare though, I think, watching that one.
Well, marvellous piece of skill, and when things are going for you, you get away with those things. If one of the Lazio players had tried that, I'm sure it'd have finished up in the back of the net, but certainly bags of confidence, and we know Brazilians have got so much ability on the ball.
So is this man, Montella. Zanetti, Totti always seems to be available. He's having a great game, Totti. Couldn't quite live up to the build-up then, but He has been so influential so far. Francesco Totti, he won his 9th cap for the Italians in the game against Belgium, but didn't really shine. I think so much is expected of him at the moment, the golden boy of Roma. Lazio's big guns certainly haven't been firing so far. Negro. Just about sums up the way it's going for them. He's had his work cut out, Negro, with often being outnumbered as Candela gets forward in support. That was Negro. Veron, Simeone. Now Salas trying to fend off Candela. The decision has gone against him. It really isn't Lazio's afternoon. Yeah, it was over the line, no question. I wonder what respective coaches of Chelsea and Newcastle are making of this. Future opponents for these two teams. Zago. Lazio are away to Marseille in the Champions League in midweek. Roma, of course, take on Newcastle. Lazio are in Chelsea's group. Good viewing at the moment for Gianluca Vialli, Ray.
Well, certainly you've looked at the defensive setup of Lazio and think, well, we've got chances of breaking them down, but of course one of Chelsea's problems this year has been they haven't been able to score the amount of goals that their possession of the football maybe should have warranted.
Lazio are Italy's leading scorers this season. Remember, they managed to score 4 times in 5 of their last 9 competitive games. 23 in all in Serie A. But they are going to need a really dramatic comeback here to stand any chance of saving this game. Veron, Simeone, now Nedved, and they are creating very little.
I think that's a sign of the frustration that's crept into the Lazio players. That Nedved there, that's probably their first strike on goal, and it's from 35, 40 yards, high and wide, no danger whatsoever. And Nedved just trying to get a strike on goal to try and lift the team somehow.
Ever the perfectionist, Capello, still wanting his team to add further goals, to add further embarrassment. Veron. That was Alder, who's been so dominant at the back for Roma. Just one league game beaten here so far this season, Roma, against Juventus, but both Totti and Del Vecchio were missing on that occasion. 4 minutes of the first half to go. Veron. Candela going in too strongly. Free kick to Lazio. Desperately seeking something now to cling on to for the second half. Something to give them some hope. Mihailovic, who can be so dangerous. No one in the history of Serie A has scored more goals from free kicks. But he's going to need something rather special from here, even by his standards. Siniša Mihailovic. The fellow admits he's very worried by this man and what he can do. And he bets it in viciously, but over the top.
Yeah, it's probably just a little bit too far out for him to score there, and certainly the keeper across. Had it covered right across there, would have got across there, I'm sure, if it would have actually been going in the top corner.
Antonioli has hardly been extended at all in that Roma goal. Salas snapping with Candela. Now it's Diego Simeone. They've got them to evade the challenge. Can he deliver on the cross? In went Boksic. Candela having just to whack it away. Montella then was backing in. Mihailovic on to Veron. Nedved's ahead of him. Pacaro and Veron. Salas and Boksic waiting in the middle. Waiting in vain. There will be a free kick though to Lazio, conceded by Cafu. Veron. It's Mihailovic. He wasn't close enough to Salas in that penalty box. And that may be the last chance of the half. It's been an agonising 45 minutes for Lazio. Del Vecchio, who got Roma off to such an excellent start. 3 more goals to follow. Zago. Assunção. Loose ball, very out of character from Alder. Real urgency now from Lazio as they look to strike back before that half-time whistle. Salas almost found some space. It was quickly closed down. He wanted too much time then, Salas. A real lack of confidence about Lazio at the moment. This is a man who has been so sharp in front of goal this season, Marcelo Salas. But not today. Pacquiao. Now Veron. Candelada headed out. A challenge by Boksic, but it's a throw to Roma.
This really was a chance for Salas. I mean, Alder was caught there and the ball dropped in behind him, and to be fair to Cafu, he did really well getting back and getting a toe into it, but a totally confident Salas, I think, would have got a strike on goal on there.
Assunção. Straight to Nedved though for Lazio. Assunção again. Still no way through for the team in blue. 2 minutes to be added on for stoppages. Negro. Eriksson, I'm sure, can't wait to get his team in the dressing room. Try and sort things out. Veron. Here's Nesta. Now Pacquiao. Oh, he took it too far. Nobody stretched again here. Montella. Look at Totti streaking through the middle. This is Totti. Great first time ball for Cafu. Cafu's strike. That would have been some goal on the break there.
Well, it would have been, but again, it was just indecision in the back four. When the move started, Mihailovic was stood up looking that everybody was up level with him, and Nesta was a good 5 yards behind, and it allowed the move to continue, and it finished up with Cafu having this strike on target. But it's the back four, and for me that's obviously been the difference in the two sides. You know that when you look at Totti, Del Vecchio and Montella, they've been superb for Roma, and Lazio's back four have been so inept. They really have, and the rest of the team find it very, very difficult to play because they've got no confidence in the back four.
And this vibrant Roma team have already equalled their best ever result in a derby. Who's to say there aren't going to be more goals in the second period as Lazio take a gamble or two. Del Vecchio. The referee allowing the advantage to be taken up here by Roma. Candela. It on the rise, but well wide of goal. Well, extraordinary finishing by Roma, but by the same token, extraordinary defending by Lazio. 4 goals. Totti, who's been the inspiration really for Roma. Salas has not had a look in at the other end. Here's the first goal. They were sliced open here. Del Vecchio with a really cool finish, and Roma were on their way. There was no real response from Lazio. Del Vecchio with the first of his 2 goals. Here's the second. Look at the space that Montella had here as he went racing through. Still needed that exquisite finish though to round things off. Totti, who's been simply irresistible in the first half, working this one off. Again, well, there was no defender around as Del Vecchio stroked it in. And once more they were wide open as Montella seized on that one to claim his second of this magnificent first half for Roma. We'll be back after the break. Of the Champions League, Giovanni Trapattoni hadn't tasted a Serie A victory for 2 months. But that all changed after this header by Alessandro Pierini. The Viola's winner arrived with just 9 minutes to go, much to the relief of club president Vittorio Cecchi Gori. A sweeping move by Bologna produced this game's opening goal. It arrived an hour in. Ze Elias and Carlo Novo combining before Paramatti's impressive finish. But Udinese, who'd missed a penalty before falling behind, overturned their deficit in the last 10 minutes. Pagliuca had gone 5 league games without conceding a goal, but in this fixture he let in 2 in quick succession. Andrea Sottil levelled the scores. It was his first Serie A goal for the club. He joined from Atalanta back in the summer. Udinese secured maximum points courtesy of Roberto Muzzi, and it was a controversial strike. The former Roma forward appeared to be in an offside position when he converted a centre from Fiore. Bologna went down to their first league defeat in 2 months.
Excellent stuff. Well, on to today's scorelines. These are obviously half-time scores. Bari currently a goal down at home to Regina. Goal coming from Mohamed Kalon of Sierra Leone. Inter have a 4-0 lead at home to Lecce. Yorgato, Zanetti, Jugovic and Zamorano, the scorers. Parma Cagliari's 0-0. Roma, Lazio, as we mentioned, that's 4-0 right now. Del Vecchio, Montella, another from Del Vecchio, and then another from Montella, and the promise of several more to come probably in the second half. Venezia, Piacenza, 0-0, and Verona, well, a mixed afternoon there so far for Torino. They got the only goal so far from Artistico, but then they have both he and Ferranti, their other striker, sent off, so they're down to 9 men. Tonight's match, Juve-Milan, which features, of course, the two sides are second and third right now in the table, and they'll both be delighted with the result so far here at the Stadio Olimpico. Now, a lot for Lazio to do then in the last 45 minutes here at the Stadio Olimpico. A lot for you to do as well if you want to be winning £200 worth of Italian football kit, kindly donated by Volkswagen. So that's quite simple. All you have to do is call up our special competition hotline and successfully pick today's man of the match, or at least agree with Ray Clements' choice. Then you could be our lucky winner, as it happened indeed 2 weeks ago to Eleanor Kilpatrick of Belfast, who correctly picked Beppe Signori of Bologna in our Bologna-Inter live match 2 weeks back. Well done to her. Anyway, we'll be back in a couple of minutes' time. We're going to take a quick break before the second half of Roma Lazio, so make sure you join us again after this. Welcome back, everyone, to Football Italia. Now, we're ready for the second half of our live match today, which is the Rome derby, Roma against Lazio. Craig Brown is here with us. We've seen 4 goals so far, all from Roma. And the Giallorossi have really put a very large pin into Lazio's reputation so far, haven't they?
Yeah, well, they were supposed to be invincible, and now they've lost 4 goals in the first half. It's unbelievable. I personally don't think that the 2 internationalists who missed the game last week, right, Negro and Nesta, they don't look fit. And I would be very worried about them even in the second half.
Well, as a manager, you've had your experience with Scotland, obviously, of trying to whip the team back up at half-time. But what can you do when your players come in 4-0 down? Is there anything?
Well, I've got to say, we've never ever been 4-0 down in my time, but really, you've got to get them lifted. You've got to appeal to their pride, their professionalism. They've got to get back into this game.
Right.
I would also think that Negro doesn't look fit at all. I would be tempted to replace him, and I might even change this as they're far too flat, because Totti, who's not scored, is sitting off, and he's causing major problems to them. He hasn't scored, but he's the key man, I can assure you.
Right. Slack stuff then from the Lazio rear, but a state of grace for Roma's front 3.
Oh, wonderful, because their finishing has been superb, their movement is excellent, they're moving in the blind side all the time, they're just playing on the offside line that they're trying to perfect. There's no coordination in the Lazio back 4 offside trap, and they've been caught twice trying to play offside.
We're just seeing Montella's goal there, the second, which made it 2-0. Roma threatened to make it a couple more towards the end of the first half. And right now, in fact, you'd say that if there are going to be goals in the second half, they're more likely to come from the Giallorossi.
Well, yeah, well, I for once got it right. I predicted Roma, and I think they might even add to it. It depends on the attitude of the Lazio players when they come out.
Right.
Veron, for example, a very influential player, he seems to have shrugged his shoulders and chucked it. And when you've given up, that's unforgivable. And I would hope to see a better performance from Lazio to keep us give us a game here.
Are we seeing Lazio put into perspective here this afternoon? Was it all exaggerated, what everyone was saying about them? And particularly Chelsea will be interested to see if this is a more permanent state of affairs or just an off afternoon.
Well, I think it's an off afternoon because, you know, they've got very good players, but as I say, the back four hasn't coordinated their offside trap. They look to be very leaden-footed, very flat-footed. When the ball's behind them, they're not getting back, they're sauntering back. There's no urgency in the whole team. That's the big difference. Roma were up for this game, Lazio weren't.
Right. And indeed, as you were saying, with 4 goals behind them now, they're even less up for it than they all were. Salas, we were seeing at the end of the first half there, he had a chance. He seemed to want the referee to intervene and hold all the Roma defenders off him. His head just went down straight away.
Yeah, notice when 1 or 2 of the Lazio players lose possession, they give up. They don't chase back, and that, I think, as I said earlier, is unforgivable. You must compete, particularly when you're behind, and in a local derby, they've got to show a lot more appetite in this half.
Right. So after your successful prediction at the start of the game, what are we going to see in the second half?
Well, I think it maybe end up 5-0, I don't know, but it depends also on the attitude of Roma. They may feel the job is done, but I don't think Capello will allow that, because he's an urgent, vibrant coach. He'll want more goals, and I'm sure that they'll maybe get one. Don't see Lazio scoring unless there's a massive improvement in their overall play.
Well, it's all about their pride, really. We've got the Lazio players out there at the moment. They're going through another warm-up, it looks like. Just a quick question for you, though. Since you've got an extended summer holiday coming up next year, what are you going to be doing with Scotland in the next 18 months?
We've got some friendly matches. We're going to hopefully have 4 friendlies. We're playing France in Scotland in March, which will be a big test.
Right.
Maybe Candela will come back into the French side. He was in it when we played them in a friendly before the World Cup. In fact, scored a goal against Scotland.
Right.
And Cafu also scored in the World Cup against Scotland. So these 2 Roma wide players.
Right.
And I think, too, the system Roma are playing is better than the system played by Lazio, more suitable for this occasion.
Right.
You see Cafu getting really far forward.
Right.
Now, because there are 3 players at the back, Alder giving a bit of depth, Cafu can go, Candela can go. And these 2 guys in the last 2 years have both scored against Scotland, unfortunately.
And Peter was mentioning as well that Roma have been suffering, I think a lot of people would call it, under Zeman for a couple of years, and a very, very rigid 4-4-2 system, and how much Cafu and Candela have been able to open up the offensive part of their game under Capello.
Well, I think so, but the 4-4-2 system is excellent when it's functioning very well, as Alec Ferguson proves, or Sir Alec I should call him. You know, they've won the Champions League, the Champions Cup, playing the 4-4-2 system. I personally prefer the other one because it's more suitable, or more suited to our players. Now, Roma have the players, particularly the wide players in the flanks. Cafu and Candela are magnificent going down there.
Right.
The back 3, there's depth there. There is no depth in the Lazio back 4, and that's a key influence too. And the man off the front, Totti, absolutely terrific. He's the key.
At the moment, they're not picking him up. The players are coming back out onto the pitch now. It looks like being a very dark afternoon for Lazio. Let's see what happens anyway in the second half with our commentators Ray Clements and Peter Brackley.
Thank you, James. Well, the Roma players are now out. The Lazio team arrived on the pitch some minutes ago as Cagnotti, the president, takes his seat. I would imagine Ray Clements alongside me here. The message from Sven-Goran Eriksson to his players would have been, you've got us into this mess, you go on and get us out of it now.
I think there would be a few burnt ears in there, because certainly they've been out on the pitch for a good 5 minutes before Roma came out. Eriksson will have tore into them, sure, tried to sort out one of the things, certainly defensively, and said to them, right, get yourselves out there, get your minds right, and let's try and get something out of this game. Now, what something is, I'm not too sure, because certainly if Lazio don't score in the opening 10 or 15 minutes, then it would be nigh impossible for them to get anything out of this game apart from a bit of respectability.
Well, if you're just joining us, we haven't got it wrong. It is 4-0 to Roma in the Rome derby. The 113th meeting of the 2 in Serie A. As referee Tombolini gets the second half underway. A standing ovation greeted the Roma team when they returned to the field. And no wonder after their exhilarating performance in the first 45 minutes. Cafu made some inspired runs down the right. Lazio really had no response to the brilliance of Roma's attacking play. Here's Salas, Almeida, now Cafu, tripped in by Nedved. Candela to Totti, who certainly caught the eye in the first half with his magical play behind the front two, linking so adroitly with them. Here's Totti now, delighted with the Roma fans who've been starved with success, real success for so long. One of the best supported clubs in the Italian League, Roma. Negro, who was certainly struggling in the first half, as Greg Brown was saying, Nestor as well, they weren't fit for the Italian game. Negro coming into the game with an ankle injury, and he seemed to be suffering from a similar problem here. That's the same leg.
Well, certainly Marcogiani there is signalling over to get the substitute on, so maybe it is that same ankle that he's had the problem with, and there may be a change. But I think from Negro's point of view, he would be quite pleased to be coming off, because certainly
might be an excuse.
Certainly things have not gone right for him this afternoon, and it won't be a game that he'll want to remember.
Favalli with the obvious replacement, with Pacro just switching flanks. We caught Fabio Capello lost in thought there, deep in thought. He didn't enjoy the best of derby records as Milan's coach, winning just 3 out of 12 in Serie A against Inter. But my word, he'll be relishing this game today. He scored in his last Rome derby. It was way back in 1970, a 1-1 draw. Last time he was involved in the derby between these two great and bitter rivals. It's an astonishing situation here. Roma 4 goals up, and at times they simply tore Lazio apart. In goes Almeida, who was disappointing in that first half. Going to be such a major force for Lazio. Serie A's Player of the Year, of course. That's the last league game through suspension, Almeida. Back in the thick of things today, but at times they've been overrun in midfield. Almeida now. There is Favalli, the longest serving player in the Lazio squad. Nedved, a dangerous ball in. There's Mangoni, who climbed at the far post to snuff out the danger. Scored by Nesta. Free kick for some leading on here. Nesta, who's been suffering with a knee injury. Of course, he missed 3 months of last season with a similar type of problem. Here's Veron. Now Lazio need an inspired second half from him. Pacaro. Simeone. Movement from Veron to make himself available. Clever flick too then from the Argentine. Here's Veron now, looking to race through. Veron just couldn't quite find Salas in the middle. And Simeone, who'd also sprinted through. Del Vecchio. Boxic for Lazio. Nedved. This is Veron. Another clever touch to Pacaro, who scored in the last 2 league games. Not so far in this one. Antonioli with that sprawling save.
Well, certainly Lazio have started more positively. We've seen now 2 or 3 scoring opportunities. That's the first time that the keeper Antonioli has been brought to his knees with a shot, and you'd expect them to start more positively, Lazio, and they certainly have done, and Veron has had an influence in that. He's been the instigator in those 2 or 3 moves, and certainly Eriksson will be a little bit more pleased in this opening 3 or 4 minutes than certainly was in the whole of the first 45 minutes.
Hassan Sao. On to Cafu. Almeida was after him. Still Cafu. Getting some good movement ahead of him from Montella. Cafu looking to force the corner off Favalli and succeeds in doing so. Predominantly a left-footed player, Favalli, and he is the key for Veron. They are to make any kind of a decent stab at this in the second half. Zanetti, who has worked so hard for Roma, getting the nod today ahead of Tomasi and Di Francesco to play in the midfield, and he certainly hasn't let his coach down. Oh, it was a free header just over the top from Alder. Again, underlining the threat that he poses on these set pieces.
Well, that's 2 set pieces now, and he's got his head on both of them with really powerful headers. He just unfortunately can't get them on target, but certainly lots of height, lots of power in it, and just literally a foot over the bar. But he's been outstanding as well, Alder. When he's had to defend, he's defended very coolly and calmly, as well as being a danger in the opposite penalty box at set pieces.
Out of all the players on show today, he's played the most Rome derbies in Serie A. This is Veron now. Surely a corner. Juan Sebastian Veron. He's given the penalty. There's a bit of confusion here. I thought for the moment he'd given the corner. It was handball by Alder.
Yes, I think as you know, Veron tried to keep it in play. He's a little bit unfortunate, Alder. You know, his hand's coming down, and the ball's bounced up against it there. He just flicks it with the outside of his right foot, and as his hand comes down to save the fall, it played against it, and the referee's given it. So this would be a massive boost for Lazio if they can get this.
Will it be a lifeline for them? Mihailovic stepping up. Well, he almost got good Antonioli. But it's 4-1. And this is to be, I wonder, the start of a dramatic comeback by Lazio. Sinisa Mihailovic. Unlucky then, the keeper.
Well, he was. It was a good height for him to save. He's gone low, whereas it's a good height that with a bit of spring he would have got both hands to that, but he's decided to go low. Mihailovic has hit it that 3 foot in the air, which is a great height for a keeper to make a save from a penalty kick. But doesn't matter, it's in the net, and now it's given Lazio a little bit of a lifeline. Just the start they wanted 8 minutes into this second half.
Not what he wanted. Fabio Capello, the coach of Roma. Zanetti. That was Cafu, then Montella. Score of 2 for Roma in the first half. Almeida was the culprit here. Satsao, Montella hovering over the ball. Veron, whose endeavour earned his team that penalty kick, conceded by Alder. A glimmer of hope for Lazio, no more than that at this stage, especially given Roma's finishing power. Francesco Totti in attendance. Making no headway. That was Favali. Alder. Good spot. He's picked out Candela. Totti. Away by Nesta to Simeone. Here's Alessandro Nesta again. The captain in full flight. Can't link up with Boksic though. And Montella's just offside. Roma, who had the historical advantage over Lazio in over 140 competitive matches. Roma have won 48, Lazio 41, the other 53 have been drawn. Bad challenge then on Nedved. Cafu knows it too. Nedved made sure the referee didn't miss it.
Well, Roma just need to be careful now. They're the ones now that are giving silly free kicks away and putting pressure onto themselves. They don't need to do that. They're still in a commanding position.
That was Veron. Not the service that Salas was hoping for. And another goal now for Lazio will put a whole new complexion on this game. Given the firepower they do have, Lazio, even if we haven't seen the best of them today. Not by any stretch of the imagination. Cafu. Too long for Totti. Out comes Pacquiao. Boksic over on that far side. He's quick, but not that quick. As the pass goes astray. Scored in a couple of Rome derbies in the past. Alan Boxic. This is Simeone.
Oh, there was the sight. Simeone trying to calm things down.
One you old cynic, you.
There's one for the picture album.
Yes. So that one off for David Beckham. Neil Sleedholm, the old Roma player from the past. Made his name as a coach as well. I think he was in charge when they last won the Scudetto back in '83. For all their glamour, for all their status, these two clubs have only won it 3 times between them. Roma twice and Lazio just the once. Lazio back in 1974. They came so close last season, of course, and they have been the front runners in this campaign. And my word, they've met their match in Roma today. Salas, saying he's prepared to battle, taking on Aldair. Brought him down right on the edge of the box.
Well, Salas has done well there to get round him, and Aldair just catches his left foot there as he goes beyond him. But wonderful skill from Salas, and Aldair there all of a sudden starting to look a little bit flustered.
No yellow card for Aldair. But more problems maybe here than for Roma. Mihajlovic on the ball. Nesta has come up from the back, and Pancaro. And of course Salas is in there too. He's lethal in the air if they can give him the right service. Here is Sinisa Mihajlovic. Almeida. Scorer of a fantastic goal against Parma, Almeida, a few weeks back. Veron. It's all Lazio at the moment. Here's Alan Boxic. Antonioli just trying to calm it down. Candela. Now Del Vecchio. Robust challenge from Pancaro, which has been penalised. Candela. Faced by Pancaro. As for Valli. Boxic. Salas has made a forward run here. Zago who went with him. Oh, that's terrific play by Zago. Now Totti. On to Cafu. Roma springing forward now from defence to attack. Montella at the sharp end. Good tackle by Nesta. Brilliantly timed. Almeida. Hold on towards Boxic. Well, you can't take your eyes off this game. Nedved to Salas. Nedved's gone down. So is Salas. It'll be a free kick to Lazio. Mangone, who was the villain of the piece. And a yellow card shown then to Zago.
Yes, I think that was for a block on Nedved, which happened just a little while before the foul there.
We're going to see 2 substitutes in a moment, I think. Conceição for Lazio and Tomasi for Roma. Yeah, that was the check. A crude one too by Zago on Pavel Nedved. Almeida will be the man making way for Lazio. Not too often he get replaced. Hasn't been his day. He struggled this afternoon to make an impression, Almeida. Conceição, who will, I'm sure, operate down the right side, the Portuguese international, who feels he should get more playing time than he does. Del Vecchio is coming off. And he's getting quite a reception, as you can imagine here. 2 goals in the first half. My word, he gave problems to Lazio's defence. And if that's his girlfriend, he's got it all going for him at the moment.
I think he might have 1 or 2 of those sat in the stand.
Glad you said that, not me, Ray. An hour gone. Tomasi is on. Left out today with Zanetti included instead. Here is Juan Veron. Mihailovic alongside him. Will it be the right of Veron or the left of Mihailovic? It is Mihailovic. Brilliantly kicked out by Antonioli. What a save. Wickedly bent in by Mihailovic.
And he gets such power and bend on them. Now, I think he probably just did get a touch, but I think it also hit the post as well. It really was a special save.
I think he got his hand to
he
that,
got his hand to it there and got it away. He was at full stretch.
Well, he's an outstanding keeper, Francesco Antonioli. Very nearly made it into the Italian squad last season on the back of his form with Bologna. Here's Montella. Really extending Nesta. Tomasi. Roma can't relax yet. Candela. Totti going to ground. No foul. Simeone rolling it on. Conceição. Then Marcelo Salas. Dreadful lunge at him by Mangoni. He hasn't been cautioned yet in this game, but might well be now. Scythed him down. It's a shocking tackle.
I don't think you'll have any complaints if the yellow card comes out with that one.
Conceição. De Bruyne to work a pass to goal, but couldn't supply the right cross. And there was no booking for Mangoni. Surely that deserved a caution. Oxic chasing back. Well, they're not playing at the moment like a team who are 4-1 down, Lazio. Don't forget to call us man of the match. Oxic moving over the cross. Dealt with by Alder. Then Zago. 0900 911 1090. And I've forgotten the rest. Cavalli. Ray Clements will make his choice, and he'll make it known to me later in the half. Nedved's frustration boiling over. Zago who clashed with him. It was a breathtaking save from Antonioli to deny Mihailovic. He very nearly saved his penalty as well. Antonioli, who at Regina a couple of weeks ago kept his first clean sheet in the league for a couple of months. Roma have been struggling with one or two of their recent results until they put 4 past Regina. Nedved. Oh, he's hit it too far. Salas was perfectly positioned then, if only Nedved could have found him.
Yes, well, certainly Lazio in the ascendancy, and Roma are certainly worried, obviously taking Del Vecchio off and bringing Tomasi on. What they've done now is just left Montella up the field, and Totti just playing off him and letting Tomasi drop into the middle of the field and help out Zanetti and Esenza. So certainly it's they're a little bit worried about obviously Veron starting to have an influence on the game.
Cavalli. That was Mangoni. That was Veron and Zanetti in collision. Roma have this big UEFA Cup game coming up in the week against Newcastle. They don't quite have the resources in depth that Lazio have, so they do have to rest one or two players here and there. Veron and Zanetti in conflict, and Veron did seem to lash out an arm there. Inter have now scored 6 at home to Lecce. Inter down in 7th place at the start of today's games on 14 points. Lazio starting with 21, Roma 16. Salas to Simeone. Lazio at the moment in danger of heading for their biggest defeat in 5.5 years. It's a made in 6 away to Juventus. Candela happy to settle that for the goal kick. At least it is an improved showing from Lazio in this second half.
Yes, well, as we said at the start, they've got to get some pride out of it, and certainly they've done that in this opening few minutes of the second half. They've got a goal back. They've still got a heck of a lot of work to do to actually get back into this game, but certainly they are in the ascendancy, and Roma at the moment can't get their passing game going and cause the Lazio defence the problems that they did do in that first half.
Veron. This is Nesta. By Veron again. Paccaro. Salas had made a dart into the box. Antonioli with a safe pair of hands. Positive goalkeeping rate.
Yes, been very impressed with what he's had to do. He's had obviously absolutely nothing to do in that first half, but he's made an exceptional save to his right there about 5 minutes ago. It was a little unfortunate not to save the penalty, and has come out very confident there, bodies around him, but kept his eye on the ball and made a safe catch.
Nudged there by Mihajlovic, which means a free kick for Roma. Now Di Francesco is going to replace Zanetti. Yeah, he's done well. The under-21 international, Cristiano Zanetti. On comes Di Francesco, who is a full Italian international. He's rather lost his way this season since the arrival of Assunção. So the change of system that Capello has introduced. We're halfway through the second half. Can Roma increase their advantage here? It was Tomasi going in, then Assunção. Tightly looted possession. Forward by Mangoni, and Montella was yards offside. Roma, who of course won the last derby of the capital, a 3-1 scoreline. That was their first victory over Lazio in 5 years. So it was a lot closer than I thought there. Montella was certainly just offside. Favalli. Straight to Zago. This is Mihajlovic. Goes Montella. He's been so industrious and so dangerous with his foraging up front. Nesta. Conceição to Simeone. Now Salas, who's come deep here, very nearly releasing Nedved. Simeone. Paccaro. Played in for Simeone again. Good anticipation from Zago. It's been imperious at the back. Alongside Alder, the two Brazilians. It's a shove by Salas. Rightly penalised. Off goes Di Francesco. Foul on Montella. It's Aldair, the Roma man involved with Salas. Free kicks today, you expect that, given all that's at stake?
Well, we haven't mentioned the referee, but I think that you know, he's done a very good job in what has been a very tense affair, and he's dealt with everything very well.
Montella just couldn't take it in his stride. That goes Tomasi, but illegally so against Veron. Tomasi, yet another international. He's a couple of call-ups for his country. The Italian going into the back end of Veron, the Argentine. Mihajlovic. Salas climbing well. But again, Roma have coped without too much discomfort too. Simeone waving. Do hate to see players doing that. Waving that imaginary card. Favalli onto Pavel Nedved. Salas has pulled over to the far side. In goes Salas now. But again, impeccable handling by Antonioli.
Yes, it was, because that was a difficult ball to get. He was always going away from him. He was at full stretch, could easily have mistimed that, but both hands on it, and well, he's looked very, very confident this evening.
Favalli. Nedved turning away from Tomasi. Now Veron. Some room to manoeuvre in. Baccaro. Here's Veron again, looking to link with the front men. The referee has spotted an infringement and given the free kick to Roma. It's been an afternoon of despair really for Salas. It's not too much change out of those Brazilian defenders. Alder and Zago. For all his endeavour, Salas.
It'd be interesting to know what went on in the Roma dressing room. I think we know what went on in the Lazio dressing room at half-time, but the way Roma have come out in the second half, you just wonder if they've talked about, well, we're 4-0 up, we don't have to force the game, we can just sit back, take what Lazio throw at us, and hopefully somewhere along the line we'll hit them on the break. And certainly the substitutions that have been made would certainly see that is the team plan for the second half.
Cafu being checked. Not getting too much sympathy from the referee. Favalli standing his ground there, and he did seem to yank him aside then, Cafu. Lazio are going to make another change. This is Inzaghi, Simone Inzaghi, brother of Defoe of Juventus, and it's Salas who is being sacrificed. So one front man replacing another. He really has to gamble now, Sven-Göran Eriksson. That's the arrival of Simone Inzaghi, who cost 10 million from Piacenza, but can't get a regular place in the team given the form of Salas and Boksic in the earlier matches. Conceição coasting infield, on then to Veron. Baccaro is the wide man. They've got three in the box here, Lazio. Where did that come off? Conceição claiming the corner. It's quickly taken by Conceição. Mihailovic. Overall, they have been so disappointing today, Lazio. And that unbeaten record surely is going, unless his team can come up with some extraordinary revival now. Sven-Göran Eriksson. Forward by Zago. Mihailovic. Assunção losing possession, he was sloppy then. Here's Veron. It goes Inzaghi. Tangling with Zago, and it's a Roma free kick. That was Totti, straight to Favalli. On in the second half for the injured Negro. It's been hard going for Nedved. Very enthusiastic player. It's been terrific commitment from Roma today, especially in that sensational first half when they scored 4 times. They're a goal down in the second half. Nedved sweeping it on. In touch from Boksic, then Veron. And Zago was there to tidy things up for Roma, as he has been for much of the afternoon. Zago again. Alder. Straight to Simeone. Baccaro venturing forward whenever he can now for Lazio. Here's Conceição. He does give a better balance down the right. He's a naturally wide player. Not too happy with Montella's challenge there.
What does he expect from a striker?
I was going to say, he was, yeah. His best work is at the other end, Montella. Zaghi trying to find some room in that congested box. It was Antonioli fisting it out only as far as Conceição, and then Boksic.
Well, that's the first time we've seen Antonioli there panic. I mean, the ball's coming right into his chest. He's got no real problems with it. There is bodies running at him, but as it comes in, he's just got to catch this ball. And just panics and punches the ball out and into a dangerous area. Doesn't even punch it clear of the box. But that for me was a simple save, which he made difficult. And it's the first time we've seen him not really in control of the situation, I think.
Conceição hoping to make his presence felt now. Fresh legs on for Lazio. Upsets Zago. Well, he has been commanding. Just slipping past the challenge then of Simeone. Not quite at the pace to get away from Pacaro as well. Leicester mopping up at the back for Lazio. Time rapidly running out for them. With 3 goals still to make up. On by Cafu. This is Di Francesco. Disputing the challenge. And getting the free kick. Nedved, who clashed with him. I thought he won the ball there. Tomasi. It was Totti with that little flick. Didn't quite come off. But he's always looking for something inventive, Francesco Totti.
Yes, he's not quite had the influence in the second half that he did in that outstanding first half, but still, as you rightly say, he's always looking for little balls like the one he's given there.
That was Di Francesco! Montella almost snapped up the half chance. Again, some hesitant defending by Lazio.
Well, it was Nesta again. He's got a simple chance of clearing it. It goes underneath his foot there and nearly creates yet another opportunity for Montella.
Well, Nesta over the past few seasons has emerged as one of the best defenders in the world, but he hasn't looked it today. Here's Juan Veron, Simeone, the Argentine connection, on then by Nedved. That comes Montella. Now Cafu. Much to admire about Cafu down the right, and certainly Raul Dayer too in the centre. It's hard to believe he's retiring from the international scene. Surely he doesn't need to do that, not the way he's playing. It was late then, that tackle. The referee saw it too. Totti, who took the brunt of it. Pacaro will be in trouble. There may be no worse way than one or two of the other tackles we've seen in this second half that haven't been punished.
No, that's right. So, although the referee, I think, has tried to use common sense in terms of not book every single tackle for putting himself in a position that you have to finish up sending somebody off. But certainly, I think Pacaro can have no worry that he should have got a yellow card for that. He went right through Totti.
Nesta policing Montella, and he didn't do it effectively enough in the first half. Totti, then to Di Francesco. Totti again, neatly laid off. Some terrific link-up play that so nearly fashioned an opening. Tomasi put under pressure by Nedved. This is Assunção. Totti, Assunção. Nothing wrong with that challenge from Pacaro. It was perfectly timed. Now they're sweeping forward Lazio through Veron. Boksic and Zaghi rather ahead of him. Look at Aldeia scrapping for that though, and coming out on top too. Still with that feeling though, if they get one more Lazio, who knows what might happen. But with only 10 minutes to go, it's getting a bit late in the day now.
Well, it is, and Veron's a little bit unfortunate there. He plays the ball, then tackled, and I think he was looking certainly for a free kick in a dangerous area, but I think the referee allowed play to go on because he felt that Boksic was in an advantageous position, but you know, within 3 seconds of that being his mind, the ball was given away. Well, we hoped for goals today, but the margin
has been a big surprise. Nesta. Lazio heading for their first league defeat of the season, their first defeat in any competition indeed. Certainly seems that way at the moment. Boksic. Outnumbered though. There was no way through. Here's Di Francesco. Nedved has won it back for Lazio. Inzaghi in the centre, so was Boksic. But it's Candela to play it away for Roma. Assunção. So silky on the ball, Assunção, and Tanquero's just been booked. He's riding his luck there.
Yes, needs to be careful, but obviously now Lazio know that time is running out. They're not looking so they're going to get that second goal to give them an outside chance of doing something in this game. And they're getting frustrated, and one or two desperate tackles are going in now. And I think they just need to be careful they don't go and finish up with somebody being sent off, possibly.
But then the derby wouldn't be the same without a sending off. 8 in the last 2 years. They've gone soft. Here's Conceição. Taking on and getting past Candela. There's Tomasi. He's a real terrier in the midfield. Now he's on his way. Totti away to his right. Teller through the centre. It's Cafu, who will have a go from here. Well held by Luca Marchigiani.
It's amazing, isn't it? You know, he's made a save there, Marchigiani there, and it's a pretty straightforward save, although it did bounce wickedly just in front of him. But he really has not had too much to do apart from pick the ball out the net 4 times in the first half. And he hasn't been in a situation where he's been able to make saves. It's been 1-against-1 situation where he's had no chance.
Inzaghi, who got his bearings wrong. Capello, who's got his planning right.
Just looking at him there, you wouldn't think he's actually winning 4-1, would you? He's looking a little bit nervous.
He's a real winner, there's no two ways about that. Capello, 4 titles, of course, in 5 years with Milan. He also won the Spanish League with Real Madrid. And he is an inspired signing by Roma, who might be in the clear here again now. Look at Marchigiani, look how far he is out of goal. 7 minutes to go. Simeone. Candela. He's had another good game, the Frenchman. Very much a fixture in this Roma side. They're just toying with Lazio here. And some of their football has been a delight to watch, Roma.
Well, it certainly has, particularly the first half. I mean, the second half, as I say, I just think they've...
What does that mean? Like a tic-tac man at the races. So you're saying?
I think in the second half, I say they've taken their foot off the accelerator pedal. They've sat back, let Lazio come at them, and just hit them on the brake, and therefore haven't been quite as impressive in this second half. But maybe they've been in control of it for most of the game.
Veron. Cavalli setting off. It's a futile journey for him. He'll have to chase back now. Sacco just slipping it on to Montella. Totti in space over on the far side if he can find him. This is Francesco Totti. And he just wanted too much time. It was a gilt-in opportunity for him.
That really was. He just wanted too many touches. It's a good ball from Montella. You expect Totti, the way he's played, just to get it out of his feet. And that second touch there just took it too far away from him to actually hit the ball. And then he was under pressure from Simeone and couldn't get that ball across the keeper. His first touch was fine, but the second one just took it out of his shooting distance.
He claimed a goal in both of the derbies in the last campaign, and I think never scored in one before that. For all his brilliance this season, Totti is yet to score from open play. He's got 3 from the penalty spot. That's probably why he hasn't scored from open play with that shot.
I'm not sure what he was trying there. Surely it wasn't a shot. Surely he was trying to bend that ball in with a bit of pace, but obviously hit it totally wrong.
Into the last 5 minutes. A little bit of impetuosity then from Pavel Nedved, summing up the frustration that Lazio are experiencing today. Simeone. On to Baccaro. Was Alder with a flying header away. That play will be brought back for free kick to Lazio. Given away by Totti, who has worked so hard. Mihailovic. It's harmlessly through to Francesco Antonioli. Mihailovic. Now Veron. This is Boksic. Veron again. Just a question of whether they can have a consolation now. In goes Boksic. Nedved to win it back again for Lazio. Boksic. Oh, a brave header that was away then by Alder. Boksic again. And they survive, Roma. So it all comes to nothing then for Lazio. Montella, one of the heroes of the first half with his 2 goals. And I'm sure one of the contenders for man of the match. Ray, I'll ask you to reveal who you've chosen in a moment or so. That was Di Francesco at full stretch. But it's all over now, surely, for Lazio. Ferrari with the throw. The Roma fans preparing to celebrate a famous victory. Bacaro. Splitting open the defence here with a pass to Conceição. Wasn't a bad ball in either. Simeone, though, could do nothing with it. Well, they've had so much possession in the second half, Lazio, but not sufficient penetration. Mihailovic. Veron. There are 2 minutes to go. Bacaro. Wide to Conceição. Another go from here. Antonioli got his fist right behind it. The animated figure of Capello, who was never satisfied. Inzaghi, back to Boksic. And the block was from Zago. Mihailovic, then Veron. Conceição. Asensão. Asensão regaining possession for Roma, but now it's Nesta, and he's in trouble. Montella skipping past the tackle. On to Totti. Tomasi's up with him, and Di Francesco, still Totti, then Montella, and in the end it's off Nesta. Which will just give us time here, Ray, to ask you to name your man of the match. I think it might just be this man.
Yeah, it was quite difficult really, because I think Zago and Alder have been outstanding at the back, and obviously Del Vecchio and Montella in that first half scored the goals, but that man Totti there, for his performance in the first half more than the second half, because he was outstanding. He ran the game, he caused Lazio all sorts of problems that they couldn't cope with his movement and his passing of the ball in that first half, set up the victory, and we've seen little flashes of him in the second half, not as much as we would have liked. But because of that first half performance, I would give him the man of the match.
Now is he being substituted here? Ray Clements' man of the match, Francesco Totti. And just listen to the acclaim. Fabio Jr. will have a few seconds to taste the action, taste the atmosphere of this Rome derby, which has most certainly swung Roma's way. He can relish the moment, Totti. Here is Fabio Jr., the Brazilian. was Montella. Andy Cole, eat your heart out.
Now that would have been the icing on the cake, wasn't it? It was way behind him. Spectacular left foot overhead kick. Simeone nearly lost his front teeth there, but thankfully for Lazio, didn't finish up in the back of the net. But a tremendous effort there from Montella.
There will be 5 minutes of stoppage time. Nedved. Well, Simeone just turning away there in disappointment. Well, they've been on the wrong end of a hiding inflicted here by Capello's team. Beaten in the air by Mangoni. Conceição. Assunção. And Mangoni again. And it's Montella who's been caught offside. Up by Alder. Nesta. The fight back that Lazio had hoped for hasn't quite materialised. It's one or two encouraging signs when Mihajlovic scored from the penalty spot, and they had a couple of other near misses, but it wasn't to be. Conceição. It was Alder. So often he's been in command at the back, in charge of situations. Favalli. The turn by Boksic. Inzaghi was eventually away though by Candela. Now Veron. Alder will just let it roll out. And at last he looks a little relaxed, a smile from Capello.
That's the first time we've seen that this afternoon. But I'm sure he'll enjoy his evening after this performance today.
A couple of minutes to play. Well, the game is up for Lazio, heading for their first league defeat. And it will be a result cheered certainly by the other rivals up there at the top of Serie A. That was Tomasi's back pass to Mangoni. Alder. Mangoni again, just to waft it forward. He's done his best to keep the game flowing today, the referee. And generally speaking, I think he's done a fine job, haven't you, Aaron?
I think so, yeah. Never easy games to referee, derby games. Lots of things happening, and your eyes in the back of your head, and I think he's refereed it with a lot of common sense this afternoon.
Montella onto Di Francesco. No, he's offside. Candela racing away. Where did he come from? And it's the right decision. Veron. Into the last minute now of time added on. And our time is running out too on the programme, so I'll try to give you the final scores from other games as I'm receiving them here. Bari 1, Regina 1. Inter have put 6 past Lecce. Ronaldo with a penalty was on the score sheet. Yogatos, Zanetti, Jugovic, Shamarano and Rakoba. Parma have beaten Cagliari by 3 goals to 1. 2 for Di Vaio, 1 for Crespo, and Bomber for Cagliari. 0-0 Venezia against Piacenza. And Verona have lost at home to Torino Artistico midway through the first half, getting the only goal there. But they did have a couple sent off Torino. The final whistle, and it's Totti's team who have won the Rome derby, and emphatically so in the finish, by 4 goals to 1. Lazio endeavouring to make a fight of it in the second half, but there was no way back after that deluge of goals in the first 45 minutes. 2 for Montella, 2 for Del Vecchio. Mihajlovic with a lone reply from the penalty spot for Lazio. It's Roma's day, winners of the derby by 4 goals to 1. From Ray Clements and myself, Peter Brackley, and from Craig Brown and James Richardson, a very good afternoon to you.